Hi, I'm Richard Schulman from Keller Williams Realty, and I want to talk to you a little bit about condos. Personally, I love condos. I think condos are a great idea for a lot of our buyers, but a lot of people have some hesitation. So I want to go over a few of the things that are pro and con about owning a condo. So first of all, in a high price point market like Los Angeles, condos make a lot of sense because they allow you to access a larger amount of property in a nicer area than you would with the same budget for a house. So in a lot of areas, you'll see that the same square footage condo might be 1/3 less in price than the same square footage house in a similar neighborhood nearby. And most condos happen to be a lot newer, even if they're from the 70s, than homes in the comparable areas nearby. So right away, I think you get a lot of utility, that is, you get a lot of extra square footage for the money in a condo. Now, of course, with a condo, you don't get a yard, typically, and you don't have any control over the land. That is, you can't remodel the front of your condo as you could in a house, and you can't add a second story as you could in a house. We find that people generally don't exercise a lot of those options as much as you might think, but there are certainly big things to keep into consideration. Now, in a condo, we get a lot of pushback from people about HOAs. And HOAs are certainly not an efficient system overall, but they do pay a lot of the expenses that you're not thinking about in a house. So people say, I don't want to pay a few $100s a month. But what they don't realize, that money is going to water, insurance, exterior maintenance, landscaping, pool, gates, elevators, that type of thing, that you would typically have to pay in your own home. On your home, you're going to pay for the water, insurance, landscaping, etc. The HOA is doing that as a collective. Also, they're covering the maintenance. And the nice thing about that is that not only is the property probably newer, so there's less maintenance, but you own less stuff. That is, in a 3-story building, you own only still 1 square foot of roof for every 3 square feet of structure. As in your house, you would own a lot more roof per square foot. So a lot of the expenses are dramatically less expensive, like repiping, fixing a sewer line, that type of thing. So there's some good cost savings overall. Of course, condos have another downside, which is they're in a communal living situation. That is, you have immediate neighbors and shared hallways, elevators, and stairwells, etc. So you do have to balance that. So they're not perfect, but I think that if you look at condos analytically as far as putting you into a nicer neighborhood or getting you more square footage or being cheaper per square foot than a house, as well as the fact that they're newer and that the HOAs really do go to a lot of things that you would be paying anyways that you're not anticipating, there's a lot of value in a condo.